Welcome to GTD Next. Today I'm going to give you an overview of how the software works and kind of orient you to this particular version. I'm looking at version 1.3.23 today, and this is June 26th of 2014. Alright, the way we're going to do this is we're going to walk through the five processes that David Allen suggests you use for the Your GTD process, which is collect, process, organize, review, and then do. Alright, so starting with collect, you'll notice that I am in the inbox feature here, and it's empty right now. So there's a couple of ways you can get items into the inbox. The first one is you can email items into the inbox, which is really handy to do from your email editor. You just email inbox at gtdnext.com. That's inbox at gtdnext.com. And those items, as long as you email them from your email that you signed up for GTD Next, they'll appear here in your inbox. The second way is you can press Tab N, or you can click right here in the quick inbox action dialog box, and you can start just typing away. So action 1, press enter, it shows up. Action 2, press it again, shows up. Now if I press escape, we get rid of that box. So here's two actions that I just created really quickly as an example. You notice over here you have the hide or show the panel, which you can also press tab plus P to show or hide that the panel. And you can assign it to an area. Let's say work, personal, and volunteer. The areas are basically your areas of focus in your life, as David Allen calls them, areas of focus or areas of control. And you can control them down here in the areas area. You can create new ones and you can edit them. You can also control how the program is set up so that you see just your work areas or just your personal areas, or whatever you have your areas called. Basically allows you to kind of universally control the app. We'll leave it at all for now. Alright, so I was in the inbox and I was creating, or I was kind of collecting my items. Now I'm going to go ahead and process them. And the first one, action item here, is it's an active. It's no longer in the inbox. The second one here, I'm actually going to set the area first to work, and then I'm going to set it to active. Alright, so I've just processed the items in my inbox. Now I'm going to go down to projects and actions, and that's where we do the third of David Allen's processes, which is called organize. Alright, so you see this list here shows all of my projects and actions, and I can expand that list or and show everything, or I can close it just like that by pressing these buttons here. This one shows completed items or hides the completed items. Alright, so a couple of notes about using the outline view here, as we call it. Pressing enter starts a new line. Pressing tab indents and takes whatever item was above it and turns it into a project. Shift plus tab outdents, or it kind of goes back. So you can very quickly create new items just by pressing enter, and create projects just by pressing enter and tab. And here is the first item in the project. You can also take items, and I can press the mouse on the first part of that and then press tab, and you'll notice that it indents here. You notice these little buttons popping up, or these little labels popping up. They show you that it's a scheduled item versus an active item. Green is active, blue is scheduled, yellow is waiting, gray is someday. After you get about 100 items into your project or into your account, those little labels will go away, and you'll just be able to tell by the colors, and you should be used to it by then. Alright, a couple other things to show you as far as the processing. You can actually take the little grab item here and move items around. So I'm going to actually just kind of get everything all in order that I want to do it in for this particular project. This budget item, actually, that's its own project. I'm going to leave it out of here. So I've got my action 1, 2, and 3. And this is going to be the very first one. So the first item, and then action 1, 2, and 3. First thing I want you to notice is the green N over here. That means that of all the items in my project, these 4 tasks, only the first one is really set to show on my next action list. So if I go over to my next action list, you can see that that item is right here. It says here's the first item in the project. Those 3 other actions don't show on my next action list because they're not eligible to do yet. I can jump back to the project here, and you can see that we're in a zoomed in view of the project now. I can zoom back out by clicking the project button. If you press and hold the control key and click on a project or a task, it zooms in. Kind of like workflow if you're familiar with how that works. Alright, so now let's say that I really did want to do action 1 at the same time as this first action here. I can always override it by clicking on the gray end to turn it into a force next, which you can see is controlled over here. I can take it off or put it on just like that. Also, if I want to, well, we'll save the next items for past organizing. Alright, so reviewing. The review feature allows you to, what I usually do for reviewing is going to my next action list. Taking a look at the next actions, I figure out which ones I want to do for whatever work session I have planned right now. Let's say I have an hour planned. I'm going to do this item. I'm going to mark it as a focus item, and I'm going to call Bob. So these 2 items are what I plan to do for the next hour. So that's kind of the review process as far as, you know, you're reviewing what you want to do. Not to be confused with your weekly review where you go through all your projects and tasks. But for reviewing what I'm going to do next, I like to go through the next action list. And maybe sometimes I'll peruse through the entire list and just make sure there's nothing I'm missing or that is easy to knock off right now. Alright, when I'm ready to do it, I go over to my focus list. And in this view, I can just see the items that I have planned to do for the next, block of time, whatever I've planned to do. I can also go ahead and use these filter buttons to hide or display the items. And let's say I know that I'm going to just be around the phone. Oh, I don't have any phone items. Well, then I say, oh, call Bob. That is a phone item. You can add that tag here, and you can add as many tags as you want. Your tag area is over here, and it allows you to kind of control your tags, edit them, delete them, and whatnot. Alright, I've talked very fast, but I wanted to give you as thorough an overview of the 5 phases of GTDNext as I could in less than 10 minutes. Thank you, and thanks for watching.